You were born Beverley Jane Moxon in Leeds in 1957. Your parents were Clive, who was a baker. Your mother, Mavis, was a talented pianist. And you have a younger sister, Stephanie, who I think is 6 years younger than you.
Yes.
Growing up, you had an obsession with the film Sound of Music. How many times did you see it?
Well, it was my mum, really, who was obsessed with it. She took us to see it 17 times. We knew all the script, not just the words to the songs, but the script.
And your mum used to even make you look like Julie Andrews.
Oh, my goodness. And, of course, I was born with the curliest hair of all time. I hate it. And Mum used to take us, me and my sister, take us to the hairdressers, and we'd have this sort of Julie Andrews haircut. And my sister, the next day, had looked great, and mine just looked like a toilet brush on my head.
I heard you used to go to quite extreme lengths to straighten your hair.
Oh, goodness. I used to put it on the ironing board and iron my hair. I used to sleep with sellotape on it. I had a straight perm, and years ago, the perms were not like they are now, and it just sort of went straight like that, and when I moved, it went like that. But then it grew out all crinkly on the roots.
Now, when you were just 13, your home life was shattered in a very dramatic way. Your grandfather, Pliny Brooke, was arrested. What happened?
He'd killed someone. He had actually killed someone in self-defence, but...
It was a fight with somebody that he'd been involved in some money transaction with.
Yeah. And he was attacked by this man, and my granddad stuck up for himself and hit this man on the head with a hammer, and the man never came round.
He was charged with murder, but he was actually cleared of murder and convicted with manslaughter.
Yes.
And he got 6 years in prison.
Yes.
But he actually died in prison.
Apparently he'd been sick, and he died from the injuries that the dead man had given him.
Very sad story for the whole family.
Yeah, it was. It changed my mum very much because she was an only child and loved her mum and dad so much.
Beverley, for you, becoming an actress took real grit and determination. Beverley's showbiz ambitions began when she was just 7 years old.
Beverley first got a love of acting from... She appeared in the school play.
It was always in my mum to be an actress. It was always a part of her.
But Beverley's ambitions were sidelined when, aged just 16, she got married to boyfriend Paul.
She was very young, Bev, when she married Paul.
And when she soon fell pregnant, she was struck down by life-threatening complications.
She was in hospital for a very long time.
She had really what you can describe as extreme morning sickness, you know, really being sick all the time, going down to about 5 stone and almost losing her life, really, and certainly losing the baby.
Beverley and baby Rebecca survived. But then came another setback when she and Paul separated after 3 years together, and Beverley, aged 20, was left a single mum.
Beverley had a lot to cope with.
She was doing all sorts of different jobs, and she had me, and then she was going off to do her plays in the evening.
And nothing would stop her pursuing her dream to be a professional actress.
In 1983, when Beverley was 26, her drive and determination paid off when she started to get her first TV acting roles.
Oh, yeah? Oh, dear.
And then she made her soap debut, not in Weatherfield, but in Emmerdale.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I just thought I'd come up and see this place for myself.
And she just bounced in, like just wouldn't take over the world. It was wonderful. We found ourselves in the hayloft of the barn. And we all know what happens there.
And in 1989 came a defining role of Beverley's career when she joined Coronation Street as Liz McDonald.
I'm Liz.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Have you got any family?
Twins,
Oh.
2 boys.
She was perfect, you know. She was just right for it.
And from the start, Beverley was at the heart of some of Weatherfield's most controversial and groundbreaking storylines. In 1996, her character Liz became the victim of domestic violence.
Liz was accused by Jim of having a little bit to do with one of his old army friends.
We did have a brief fling.
And he loses the plot
You dirty, stinking whore!
That story just had an incredible impact, and I think we had nearly 20 million people watching it.
She showed everybody what a fantastic actress, what amazing emotional depth she has.
I'll never hit you again, come on.
You won't get a chance.
There was also tragedy with Beverley's portrayal of Liz losing her premature baby.
There was the very poignant scene in the hospital where she had to tell Jim what had gone on.
She's dead. Oh no, she's dead. I still can't even watch that now. You know, my mum's performance in that is just so incredible.
I can remember thinking, wow.
I think because there have been so many highs and lows in Beverley's life.
She's suffered heartache, she's battled serious illness.
The very troubled, traumatic side of Liz is something that Bev has been able to draw upon her own resources as a person.
No! What Bev has given Liz McDonald is a real truth. She gets it.
But that's the brilliance of her, really.
What's been the hardest scene you've ever done in Corrie, for you personally?
Certainly when Liz and Jim went through the domestic violence thing, they were difficult, but they were amazing.
18 million people watched those scenes.
It was incredible, incredible. But they weren't difficult to do because we used to get the scripts every Tuesday, and I used to open them and just love them. And you couldn't wait to get that buzz. In all honesty, the hardest part of our job is when you're not in a storyline and when you are saying 75 pence change, thanks, love. And you think, oh, please, give me something amazing to do, you know. And so that's the hardest part, I think.
You yourself went through domestic violence with your first marriage.
I did.
Tell me about that.
When I first met Paul, he was my very first love. I'd never felt anything like that. I was a teenager, but we were stupid. We were too young. I lost my virginity to him, and then we thought that I was pregnant. We got married and I was nearly 17. My dad could hardly speak to me on the day we got married because I'd sort of broken their hearts and shattered their dreams that they had for me. And then the doctors think I'd miscarried. And then we were married 18 months and Rebecca was born. And Paul was amazing until he'd been drinking. And he was quite an aggressive drunk. And a few times he hit me. I used to hit back.
He has said that things were pretty feisty and that he'd push you around. He denied thumping you.
One day, he threw a bag of sugar and it missed Rebecca by that much. And that was it.
Your Coronation Street character, Liz McDonald, is one of the street's most popular ever characters. In 1998, Liz was the proud recipient of an award. Worst dressed soap character.
I know.
How did that make you feel?
I was quite proud, actually, because I always think Liz... I tried to make it that she's one of those women who never looks at the back of herself. She'd always have a knicker line. You know, and she... But, you see, Jim would love that as well, so that was fine.
I'm told that you deliberately wore underwear a size too small.
Yeah, I do.
So that you had Liz's VPL proudly on display.
Yeah.
Was it fun to dress like that?
Oh, it is such good fun. And the costume department have the best time ever because they go shopping for all these things.
How brassy can we make it today?
Absolutely. And now she's back in the show and she's got some money now. So she's still brash, but she's got some cash. Which is even better.
Have you ever had a relationship with any actor?
Yes, I have.
Household name?